Sports Entertainment is recorded live at twitch.tv/baldyandthebeast. Join us every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time and watch the matches right along with us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Brunt,
I'm Willem.
and we are Baldy and the Beast. Welcome back to, the first episode we've done in a hot minute. It's been,
I know.
over a week.
Shit's come up, man. We had the holidays, stuff just been happening. We had to, push off Tuesday, but we are here today.
Yeah, we are. I think I didn't discuss this with you. Do you want to push back this Tuesday's War Games to next Tuesday?
Did we have anything already planned for next Tuesday?
No, maybe. Let me check.
I thought. Never mind. We weren't going to do that.
Oh, next Thursday. But we'll announce that at the end of the show.
Yes.
Anyways, Willem, get back to the gimmick. What are we doing today?
Today, we are going to be watching the Extreme Elimination Chamber from December to Dismember 2006. This is a terrible fucking match, and we are watching it because it is Braunt's birthday tomorrow.
And also, this pay-per-view happened exactly 14 years ago today.
Well, there we go.
And the first thing in my notes is Vince sure did give me a huge piece of shit for my birthday, and I love every minute of it. But anyways, this happened on December 3rd of 2006 in Augusta, Georgia. There were 4,800 poor souls in attendance. This show was the lowest buy rate of the pay-per-view era, and the only ECW standalone pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So this show sucked for a couple of different reasons. More than a couple, but that's
more than a couple.
So partly due to the fact that Survivor Series was the week before.
Oh,
Pay-per-views were $40 back then. So they were people to spend $80 over the course of a week.
That's a big
7 days.
That's a big old nope. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. So that hurt it. And they also spent all of their time building to Survivor Series instead of having ECW not be on Survivor Series and just focusing on their own single-branded pay-per-view.
Yeah. Well, hell, even just from a fan's perspective, watching two pay-per-views in a row, 2 weeks in a row, that's way too much. What happened to us when we had 3 weeks in a row where we had pay-per-views where we had All Out, and then there was NXT Takeover, and then it was SummerSlam or Hell in a Cell or something like that.
SummerSlam.
And we watched all those happen in 3 weeks. And as people who are doing this on a semi-professional basis, that was torture to do.
Yep.
As fans, hell no.
By that third week, it was I want to do something on my Sunday nights other than watch wrestling, and I love wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something I'll bring up to you later on after the show's over, but continue.
So anyways, another reason why this show was hot garbage. Garbage. That was a weird way to pronounce that word.
Garbage.
I think that's what my brain was going for. My mouth was no. But at the start of the pay-per-view, what were you going to say?
You mixed sludge and garbage.
Yeah. At the start of the pay-per-view, there was only 2 matches announced. One was the Extreme Elimination Chamber, and the other was Eminem versus the Hardys. And at this point, the Hardys hadn't tagged together in 4 years, and they weren't even on the ECW roster.
Yeah. This is still before the Joey Mercury accident, right?
Yep, I think so. I believe so.
Because I feel like when Joey Mercury went out, he was out until he came back for Straight Edge Society.
He might have been.
I don't know.
I don't know about that for sure though.
Who knows?
But anyways, those were also the only 2 matches advertised on the DVD. So the company even knew the rest of the pay-per-view was total shit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Another reason that the numbers were so low is over the course of this year, they had 18 pay-per-views. And this is obviously in December. They've had 18 pay-per-views that calendar year. And that equates to about 1.5 a month. And with each show being $40, they wanted families to spend $720 over the course of the year just for pay-per-views. That's not including if you have to buy cable, if you're going to shows, if you're buying to merch, and that's ridiculous.
Nope. Not
a lot
chance.
A lot of families cannot afford that.
Nope.
But that's kind of why the numbers were so low on this show. Now we'll get into the match itself. I've never had this much notes for just like the bullshit surrounding the show.
Yeah.
So leading up, Rob Van Dam beat the champion Big Show 2 times in a row. Not for the title though. So they had another match, a ladder match, where the stipulation being if RVD won, he would get a title shot. And he chose December to Dismember. Happy Heyman added RVD to this match, and the other 4 spots were determined by singles competition. Sabu beat Kevin Thorne, CM Punk beat Mike Knox, and Test qualified by beating Tommy Dreamer. The last spot was supposed to go to Hardcore Holly, but in a contract signing, Bobby Lashley came down, beat the stuffing out of Hardcore Holly. I forgot to mention, Bobby Lashley, a SmackDown wrestler who wasn't even on ECW, came down and attacked Hardcore Holly and signed the contract in his place, setting up the 6-man in this match, or so we thought. Later, RVD was in an Extreme Rules match with Hardcore Holly for Rob's spot in the chamber, but RVD won, cementing his spot. Another contestant in this match was Sabu, who would be perfect for this match, but they took him out via backstage assault, and he was replaced by 2-time failed-to-qualify person, Hardcore Holly, even though Sandman wasn't doing anything on this pay-per-view. Also would be great for this match. So
that's a whole bunch of bullshit going into this match.
Yeah.
Like, god damn.
Yeah.
Like I can understand for a multi-man match like the Elimination Chamber, there's a lot of storyline contrivances that have to go into getting the people in the match. That's just, not only is that a lot of like bullshit, that's a lot of bad bullshit. That's a lot of bad fucking booking.
Yeah. But part of the reason was backstage, Heyman wanted the belt on Punk because Heyman likes good things. And to start the match, Heyman's plan was to have Punk tap out champion Big Show within minutes. Big Show's contract was running up. Mm-hmm. So let's get Punk over huge before, Show leaves.
Right.
But Vince vetoes this because he wanted Lashley to win and celebrate after. Because look at that beef. But Paul didn't like this. He told Vince it would bomb. Vince didn't listen, and it bombed.
Yeah, it did.
So
this was, I don't know much about this pay-per-view. Like, this was around the time that like I was actively watching wrestling, but oh god damn, I dropped my fucking tripod. Anyway, I was actively watching wrestling at this time, but I was like flipping back and forth between watching. I wasn't even paying attention at all to ECW, but I was flipping back and forth between watching this, watching TNA, because TNA actually was like a watchable product at the time. But
TNA was great at the time. 2006, are you kidding me?
Oh yeah,
I was watching TNA in 2006.
Right.
Great.
But I didn't give any shits at all about ECW. Like I remember when they like first brought ECW back and they were like, they had the shows on Sci-Fi. I would try and watch it regularly, and then I just got bored after probably like 3 or 4 weeks, and I had to stop. It wasn't entertaining.
No, like, if they wanted the brand to be like it was, they shouldn't have dubbed it ECW.
Oh no.
Like, if you're gonna bring back ECW, which I still think they could do, I still think there's enough legs on that name under the right booking committee. Yeah. You could bring that shit back and have a hardcore WWE division, and I think it could work. Now, will they do that? Absolutely not.
No.
But yeah, I think it could work.
I do think there's what?
I think I was going towards a larger point, but I forget what that larger point was.
Your larger point might be what I was going for. I feel like there is room in the greater wrestling landscape for a big time, like, big name hardcore wrestling promotion. Like, if CZW was like 25% more popular, it could probably be CZW.
I think CZW is probably too extreme to be the big one.
Right.
It's too niche.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to change.
Yeah. CZW is very much a product of its own time, and it does not need to change.
So, because I think changing it would almost like I don't watch a lot of CZW. It's a little too much. I don't like light tubes, so
Yeah.
that pretty much rules out CZW for me for the most part.
Yep.
But like I can still sit down and watch a highlight tape occasionally.
Right.
But I don't think you could ever get a big enough audience on that where you would need to get rid of light tubes for me. Everything else I'm fine with. I don't know why light tubes specifically, but I don't. Nah.
Yeah.
I would not for $1 million would I get hit with a light tube.
Nope. Anyway, we've gone a little long on the recap, the leading up into this, because there was, as you said it, a bunch of bullshit.
Yup.
So let's go ahead and run down the card real quick so we can get into the match, and then we can go ahead and start watching this.
Yeah, I'm not going to spend much time talking about this because Vince didn't spend a lot of time booking it.
Nope.
Eminem versus the Hardys. Matt Striker versus Balls Mahoney. I think this was the time when Matt Striker had his ass printed on the back of his tights, and I think that this was the match where his ass kind of ate his face a little bit, and that's hilarious. Next up, we have Elijah Burke and Sylvester Turkey versus the FBI. Daivari versus Dreamer. Mike Knox and Kelly versus Kevin Thorne and Ariel. I'm sure that was the Drizzling Shits.
That sounds like it'd be the Drizzling Shits.
Yeah. Finally, we have the first ever Extreme Elimination Chamber and the last ever Extreme Elimination Chamber.
Yep. JD in the chat. Yes, we are covering the Extreme Elimination Chamber match.
Actually, I asked for this. I don't know why I'm shitting on this so much. It was literally my idea.
I know. It's your birthday present. Happy freaking birthday.
Vince gave me a big piece of shit.
Yeah.
Woo. Are you ready to get into this?
Yeah. Oh, God. This goes on for a hell of a long time, doesn't it? No, probably not, actually. This looks like it's a short pay-per-view.
It is like... This does go on for a long time, but I think that's...
It goes on for a long time, but it only looks like that because this is the last thing on the card, and the card was only 2 hours long.
Yeah.
2:15.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you were going to be watching this on the network, this is the last flag on the timeline there. Starts at 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 24 seconds. We're going to give everybody about 10 seconds to go ahead and find it on there. JD asks, besides RVD, is there anything ECW about this Elimination Chamber?
Sabu was supposed to be in it.
Yep. And that's about it.
Does that count for anything?
The only thing that really kind of sort of counts is that I think CM Punk kind of exemplifies what was supposed to be the revival of ECW, and then it just crashed and burned because he went to Maine and they didn't leave him there.
I was going to say Punk. That was my next.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the match. We're going to count it down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click.
I feel like we're not talking very much, and it's not for the reason we normally don't talk very much, is that something's really, really good and we're enjoying it. It's like, this is like the Room of matches.
Right. It's really, really bad, and there's just not a whole lot going on. Like, it's kind of sucking the air out of the whole room.
But I stop watching, and I'm entertained, but it's terrible.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say. And Lash is going to get the win right here. That's it. Lashley got the win. Lashley's your new ECW champion. Lashley damn near broke both of his knees right there by leaning way too far back.
Yeah.
God damn. There are a couple people in the crowd that are happy.
They're happy the fucking pay-per-view's over.
Alright, show's over, folks. You know what? At least there weren't people at the show actively, like, on camera, walking out of the show trying to beat the traffic.
Yeah. So there weren't that many people there. There's only 4,800.
Right. So traffic probably wasn't even that bad.
No. I do think this is Paul Heyman's last night in the dub, though, or at
Yeah.
least in ECW.
Well, no, I think you're right. This is his last night because I remember hearing that after this match they like Paul got into a big old argument with Vince that led to him just not being in the company anymore for a while. Uh,
Probably because Paul was right about everything he said.
yep. Like the show was shit. The booking was shit. Lashley's shit. The match was shit. The whole thing was garbage. And like there were no buys on the show. There were 4,800 people in attendance for the last show of the year.
Like,
However many, and however many of those were comp tickets. Whoever knows.
and Vince, like, and I feel bad for Paul because he had to, like, ECW was his baby.
Yeah, and
And
they blew a Kevin Nash and WCW level amount of pyro for the end of that show.
Yeah. And, like, he's got to sit here and watch when he knows something is wrong or something is not good happening on what is his baby. Like, he just has to sit back and there's nothing he can do about it.
Oh,
that has to be super frustrating.
Not only was there nothing he could do about it, he literally had to be Paul Heyman. He had to, talk up show. He had to do so much to be the Paul Heyman character. And, like, it just doesn't translate well. Like, Paul Heyman deserves an Oscar for his performance through that show because he was not that.
Yeah. I really don't have a lot. Do you have anything you want to say about this? We could run it down, but
I feel like enough people have kind of run down this match. It's not a great match. The three best workers in this match are RVD, Bob Holly, and CM Punk. RVD and CM Punk by a mile, and then Bob Holly is a distant fucking third. And all three of them were eliminated first, and then there was they were all eliminated by test, weren't they?
I don't remember, but I think so.
Like,
if not all three of them, it was two of them.
Right. Big Meat Balloon Test. And then there was I will say, so even though he was probably nearing his biggest at this time, Test, he still he cut an imposing figure. He ran rampant for a little while. He beat the shit out of people.
Then he got gassed.
Then he got gassed real quick because he was on the gas. But it was like that they could have even timed this better because like CM Punk, it was CM Punk and then Bob Holly and then RVD, and then there was like 30 seconds until Lashley got in the match. And then a solid chunk of that was just taken by him, like, trying to get out of the cage because a bunch of dorks were just trying to, hold him in his cell and wouldn't let him get out.
Yep.
So he got
They
out.
wasted a whole minute doing that.
They wasted
a whole minute.
A whole minute of potential match time. And even then, after he wound up escaping from his cell, he still pinned Test in like 3 minutes. Because there was a minute and a half between when Test got pinned and when Big Show got in the match. This could have been timed. Like, not even just booked. It could have been timed so much better.
Yup. It would just and like leave your good workers in. Reality. So first of all, if somebody gets eliminated and there's nobody else in the match, the next person should just automatically come in.
Yes.
It should be like, okay, timer, screw the timer, next person.
100%.
Secondly, if you're booking a match, you do not put the top two workers out first. I guess it wasn't first.
No.
Hardcore Holly was in there. But, your top two workers went out first and third. So then and then your third best worker went out second.
Right.
So it's like, oh, Jesus. Big Show, especially in 2006, needed somebody that could work with him and with what he could do. And RVD, Sabu, Sandman, all with weapons could do that.
Anybody not Lashley.
Yeah. Yeah.
Needless to say, that definitely gets, I'm giving it a 1.5. And
you're nicer than me.
I'm giving it a 1.5 only because the first part of the match where they actually had three competent workers in the match was actually kind of entertaining, and there was some neat stuff happening at that time.
I shooting around going a half star or a full star, so I'm gonna go with 3/4 of a star because even the good parts weren't that good.
Right.
There were like 2 interesting sequences in the whole match, and they were both done by CM Punk and RVD. And once they were gone, it was just like letting all the air out of your tire and then driving.
Yep. Once the workers were gone, like it was slow going and it was a slog. Wrong person won. Wrong people were in the match. Like,
Yep.
for your first and only single branded show of the year, you really kind of shit the bed on this one.
Yep.
And it shows because like it was immediately seen as the third brand where you don't really do a whole bunch of stuff, and Paul Heyman was out of the company.
And it was the only show they ever did.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I guess we'll go into our newest gimmick now. If you had to rebook this match today, but good,
okay,
good. It's you're just using the Extreme Elimination Chamber concept.
Okay.
Who do you put in this match to make it good? You already know who one of my people is going to be.
Oh boy, you go first because I need to think about this.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to do this as I go. First off, we're going Miro because I like him, and I think he'd be fun with a weapon spot.
Yep.
Secondly, because I can't think of it, Mox. Same reason. Sammy Callahan, same reason. They would all be good with weapon spots.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you need a guy that can do some high-flying stuff, so I'm going to be biased and say Slick Billy with the Big Willie, which leaves me 2 more people. Because he still wrestles, we'll do RVD.
Okay.
I like to see RVD work. And we need 1 more person. Tyler Black. Not Seth Rollins.
Tyler Black. Okay.
Tyler Black.
Okay. I'm going to go, since it's ECW, even though it is the top title in ECW, I'm going to go purely mid-card guys. Do this as a mid-card showcase.
Okay.
Let's see. So we're going to start off. Will Hobbs.
Ooh.
Darby Allin.
Yup.
Who else? Who's a good, like... God, Will Hobbs, Darby Allin. Let's go...
I'm going to redo mine with your parameters. I like that only mid-card guys.
Yeah. Let's do Tommy End. Like, not Aleister Black, Tommy End.
Good shout.
Pete Dunne.
Shout.
Who else? I want one high flyer in there. I don't want to do Slick Billy with the Big Willie. Let's do Matt Sydal.
I like your match. You should book things.
So we got Will Hobbs, we got Darby Allin, we got I can't even remember all my shit now.
Tommy End.
Will Hobbs, Matt Sydal, Tommy End.
Matt Sydal.
Matt
and
Sydal.
You said 1 more guy.
God, it's 6 people in a fucking match. Goddamn. Will Hobbs. I'm just typing it into the chat. Will Hobbs. Darby Allin. Matt Sydal. I said Darby Allin. God, Matt Sydal. Fucking Tommy End. Let's throw Brian Cage in the mix.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's see, we got 1 more because I forgot who my who my other 5th one was. Pete Dunne.
Yep, it was Peter Dunne.
So Will Hobbs, Darby Allin, Matt Sydal, Tommy End, Brian Cage, Pete Dunne. There's your match.
So I guess by your parameters, I'm gonna switch it up and do what you did.
Okay.
I'm keeping Slick Billy and his Big Willie because upper mid card it still counts. Hiromu Takahashi.
Oh man,
you forgot about that one. A lot of mine are gonna be Japanese guys here.
I forgot. I forgot all of the Japanese roster.
Taiji Ishimori.
Okay.
Because we need somebody to be a little tougher. The Stone Pitbull.
Ooh. I
just thought of that one. I was like, that's so good.
My boy Greg. Greg. It's Greg. It's Japanese Greg.
You're not wrong. You're not. Oh my God, you're not wrong. It's Japanese Greg. Hi, Japanese Gruggles. The Time Splitter. I'm blanking on his name. He's in NXT
Kushida.
now. Kushida. And finally, people can't say I have a Japan bias. We'll pick somebody not from. Well, I guess I picked Slick Billy, but he wrestles from Japan.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Miro.
Okay. Miro's a good shout. I'm good on that.
I like this segment.
Yeah.
That was a good idea you had. That's fun. But let us know at home who you think would make this match not suck.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I feel like we've gone a lot of time. We spent a lot of, this match went very long. So I think we can go ahead and start wrapping things up. We will be doing a stream this Sunday for Takeover War Games. Did you forget that was this Sunday?
No.
Okay.
I remember.
Okay. So we will be doing a stream. Unlikely that we'll probably have a predictions going, but not no rewards or anything like that for predictions. But we will be back this Sunday for Takeover War Games because that'll be kind of interesting. NXT takeovers are always pretty good, and War Games is always very interesting. It'll kind of make up for the fact that we didn't watch War Games on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, given that we're going to be watching that, then do you want to announce what we are going to be doing this coming Tuesday?
So, given that the end of the year is coming upon us, I feel like we can announce this now. We are going to, kind of like we did for Thanksgiving, we're going to take some time off. So we're going to be doing episodes regularly up until the 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
And then as of that point, we're going to be kicking off. Because the Thursdays, you got Christmas in there. I think Christmas is on a Friday this year, so it's Christmas Eve is a Thursday. We're not going to do that. New Year's Eve is a Thursday. We're not going to do that. There's no point in doing that Tuesday in between. So we're going to take a little time. We're going to be with our families.
Yep.
But since Thursdays are going to be the first day we take off, we have to switch the schedule around a little bit. And starting on Tuesday, we're going to be starting a trilogy, which will be the next 3 Tuesdays in the month. And that will be Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho. Put it in my veins.
Kind of a good way to send off the year. That'll kind of be our pseudo season 1 finale. I don't really want to do it like that, but that's the way that we're going to end off the year. And then we're going to, after the 22nd, we're going to come back strong on the 5th because New Year's Day is a Friday.
The 7th. The 5th is a Tuesday.
Or we're not doing that Tuesday?
Oh, we are, but we don't. Oh, I thought you were leading into what those shows are going to be. My bad. Excuse me.
No, I was just saying we're gonna after the 22nd, we will be back on the 5th because that's when we're gonna kind of start off the year proper, and then we'll have all of our regular shenanigans going on from then on out.
I do apologize that I misunderstood you there.
All right.
But do you have anything else?
Nope. I think I've said all that I want to. So I'll go ahead and go into the outro. Thank you everybody for coming out and watching us tonight. Thank you for giving us all your likes and subscribes everywhere that we're available. If you haven't already, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, wherever we're at. If you don't feel like looking at our pretty faces here, go ahead and check us out on the audio-only podcast over at Anchor or Spotify or wherever you have your favorite audio-only podcast at. Thank you so much for your support. We will see you this coming Sunday for our Takeover War Games watch along. We will be here at whatever time it starts because I can't remember and I can't be fucked to go ahead and look it up right now. We will see you again. Thank you so much for coming out and watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.